kind of hope for the best for the U.S.
Yeah. So all right, let's end this podcast. Let's end this podcast on the Ryder Cup note. Let's go through our top 5, going from 5 to 1. The top 5 golfers that we have ranked in this Ryder Cup. Rich, who do you start off with at number 5?
All right, I'm going to go with the best players right now. So I'm not looking at legacy. I'm not looking at, previous. I'm just looking at right now who are the top 5 best golfers. And I'm going to start with there's so many. We're just doing out of Europe and U.S., correct, Stanko? We're
Yes.
not doing 5 U.S., 5 Europe.
No, we're doing combined.
So, okay. Let me see. All right, I'm gonna go with. Man. All right, I'm gonna go with Martin Keimer, number 5 from Europe. I mean, this guy, he won major this year in just decisive fashion, and then he kind of fell off a little bit, but I think this guy can be dangerous. Not necessarily for the Ryder Cup, but I think this guy, playing ability, he's one of the top 5 golfers. Right here, right now, he is one of the golfers. I think too many people kind of put him on the back burner, but this guy's swing is as sweet as it can be, and people forget that this guy won the U.S. Open by double-digit strokes, just completely took care of everything that needed to happen in that major. And so yeah, my number 5 is Martin Keimer from Europe.
My number 5, I'm going a different route. I'm going I'm going to disagree with you in terms of the rankings because I'm kind of going to go with legacy a little bit because I think that matters in an event like the Ryder Cup because you have experience with the crowds and such. So that's why I'm going with Lee Westwood at 5 because I think Europe has someone to lean on with Westwood, with someone who has experience in the tournament. Granted, I don't think he didn't have a great year this year by any means, but he brings forward a sense of confidence. He's going to be able to help those 2 new guys on Europe, if you will, who are going through their first one, and the 3 newcomers for Europe, and Jamie Donaldson, Victor Dubisol, and Stephen Gallagher. So I got Lee Westwood at 5 for the 18, 13, and 6 record. It's going to be his 9th appearance in the Ryder Cup, and I think at 41 years old, he's going to be able to bring them some wins, he's going to be able to bring them some leadership, and that's why I got him at 5.
Yeah, I have no faith in Lee Westwood at all. I don't. I think that he had his chance to be really, really good. He had his chance to be the number 1 golfer so many times, and I think that when it comes down to it, I don't think he has that killer instinct anymore. I just don't. I think he used to have it, but there's too many guys to clip him. But that's why I don't have Lee Westwood on this list. I don't. And I think my number 4 is gonna be Phil Mickelson. I'll be honest. I don't think he's on this list. He's not the best player he's definitely not the best player right now. And let's face it, he was struggling throughout the year. This was one of his worst years on tour. He didn't win a major. He got bounced out of the FedEx Cup early, and up until the last major, he wouldn't have been an automatic qualifier here. So thank God he had a good last 2 weeks. He had a very good final major, very good right after that major with another that Rory McIlroy one. He came back and he had another top 10 finish. But other than that, that was really Phil Mickelson's year. So I would love to put him higher, but for right now, he's slowly declining. It's his 10th appearance. I think he loves playing with these young guys, and I'm going to guarantee the team it's going to be Phil Mickelson and Keegan Bradley. They were fantastic last year. And so yeah, Phil Mickelson is still good. He's not the best, but he kind of like how you said with Lee Westwood, he is, along with Tim Furyk, the oldest guy on the team with some young guys who haven't been there before. So I mean, and who doesn't love him? So I have Phil Mickelson right now as number 4 on the list.
I disagree. I don't have Phil Mickelson on this list. He is not in my top 5. Right. I'm going with the other elderly gentleman at number 4, and that's Jimmy Furyk. If you look at how he played in the majors this year, he played very well. 14th in the Masters, 12th in the U.S. Open, then 4th in the Open Championship, and 5th in the PGA. He's performed very well. He finished in the top 10 in 4 of the last 5 tournaments he's played in. And he's come in second. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, he's come in second 4 times this year in different tournaments. The most recent at the Tour Championship just this past weekend, where he earned over $700,000. So I got Jimmy Furyk because guess what? He's not flashy by any means, but he's consistent. So I got Jimmy at number 4 because he's been playing consistent all year, except for a couple really bad outings at the Crown Plaza Invitational, at Colonial CC, and the World Golf Championship at the Trump National Doral. Those are really his only 2 awful appearances this entire year. So I got to go with Jimmy at number 4 for the pure consistency factor.
Yeah, I would love to put Furyk on the list, but just simply put, he stinks in the Ryder Cup, Stanko. I just can't. He has been there a lot, and he's lost a lot of matches.
Yes, he is 9-17-4. So I see that record, and I agree it's hesitation, but I got faith in the old man. I got faith in Jimmy. Lay down the line for him.
I think that his style of play, his passive, kind of dismissive, not really aggressive style of play just doesn't fit with the Ryder Cup. I think that he is great, and I think he can be on this list. He can play like he deserves to be on this list, but I don't think he has it. I kind of like Lee Westwood. I just don't think there's that fire in him a lot, and he's had some bad outings. I think this is a bounce back. I agree. This is a bounce back year for Furyk. I was surprised at how well he played throughout the year. Obviously, you're going to have some bad tournaments because it's the PGA. You're not going to play well every week. But when it comes to the Ryder Cup, I trust more guys rather than Jim Furyk. So that's why he wouldn't be on my list. But, number 3, number 3, it's tough. I know my top 2. So
I know my top 2 as well.
I know my top 2. But there's just so many guys, and I don't want to disrespect the players on the European squad. And it's tough. But for Ryder Cup purposes only, I'm going to say Ian Poulter. This guy is fantastic in the Ryder Cup. I cannot say it enough. I swear, if he would be the best player on earth, if all the PGA Tour was the Ryder Cup, this guy would not lose. He is born for the Ryder Cup. He is fantastic. He's gritty. He takes risks. He does everything you need to do to succeed in the Ryder Cup. He's fearless. He doesn't care who he's playing. People fear him on the course. So for Ryder Cup purposes only, Ian Poulter is easily on this list at the top 5 heading into the Ryder Cup.
I agree with you in every sense of the word. In every sense of the one. He's my number 3 as well, just because he's so good in the Ryder Cup. You can't pass him up. And he would be higher on my list if not for these top 2 having just absolutely ridiculous years.
Yeah.
I can't even add to your point. You said everything correctly. Ian Poulter is my number 3 as well.
Yeah, and I guess we have to have the other 2. I mean, you can't say Ricky Fowler shouldn't deserve to be on this list because he does. If it wasn't for his boy, Rory McIlroy, which, spoiler, he's going to be my number 1, Ricky Fowler had the most consistent year out of anybody. Granted, he didn't necessarily do very well last Ryder Cup. He didn't get a win in his last Ryder Cup, but it's very rare for anybody, rather just a 25-year-old. It's very rare for anybody to finish in a top 5 in a major. There are very few players that have done that in their careers. He did it in 1 year, 4 majors, 4 top 5 finishes. So this guy's playing out of his mind, and I love watching him play. I love the respect that he has for everyone else. Nobody has a bad thing to say about him. So Ricky Fowler is my number 2. Great swing, great power, great putting ability. So and USA needs him. USA needs Ricky Fowler to play like he has been playing, or else really we don't have that much of a shot. So Ricky Fowler's my number 2.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And listen, if Rory McIlroy wasn't the king that he was this year, all the talk would be on Ricky Fowler finishing top 5 in all the majors. Because in any other year besides the dominant year that that Rory McIlroy had this year, Ricky Fowler would have arguably one of the most successful years a golfer could have, finishing top 5 in every major. And you look at him, he's finished in the top 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 out of his last 8 tournaments. He's come in the top 10. He is ridiculously hot right now. I don't know how you could pass up on him. He finished second place twice in a turn, twice in the majors, the U.S. Open, the Open Championship. And I'm going to tell you right now, Rory McIlroy is my number 1, too. I would watch 4 straight days of Rory McIlroy versus Ricky Fowler one-on-one. I would be perfectly content with that.
I mean, the guy won 3 straight tournaments. He won the Open Championship. He wins the Bridgestone. He comes back, wins the PGA Championship. This guy is so good, and I just he had an incredible year. He was the golfer of the year as he should have been, and he's scary. He's scary good, and it's going to be. If you're on the U.S. team, you're going to be like, you don't want to play this guy in singles matches. You just don't. You don't want him to be even around your group watching you play. This guy is so on fire right now. So I am so excited to see this because I love a lot of the guys that are on both teams. So, I mean, just all around. But I 100% agree. It's Rory McIlroy. There's no question that it's Rory McIlroy, the best player heading into the Ryder Cup.
Yeah, he's number 1, bar none. Everyone will have him at number 1. The dude is unstoppable right now. I mean, he's got everything going for him. And I don't know if you remember the interaction he had with Ricky Fowler after the last major, the PGA Championship, where Ricky was like, man, it was a tough year, but I'm going to keep on grinding, stuff like that. Congratulations to Roy. These two guys are so classy to each other. They're actually good friends. You could tell they have mad respect for each other. So, and I just love that, and that's why I love to watch them play against one another in singles because you know that each one of them, I don't want to say they're going to be rooting for the other guy, but they're going to appreciate the other guy when he has a good shot when something like that happens because they know that they push each other, and that's why you got to have them want to because they push each other in every major, especially the past 2. They're so fun to watch right now, and they're the young brand of golf. And if you want ambassadors for a young brand of golf for people to start watching it, these two guys are great examples too. Because you got Rory McIlroy, who's kind of the old classic. He doesn't dress very flashy. He's kind of humorous. He's got an old man type of humor, if you ask me. And then you got Ricky Fowler, who dresses in the bright colors and the bright orange, and he can draw the more flamboyant crowd as well. So I love watching these two guys play, and you got to have them want to empowering.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. It's kind of flip of the coin. It's just like you got Rory McIlroy and Ricky. They're both 25 years old, and you said it. Like there's one that kind of has that dry sense of humor with Rory, and it's great. And then you have Ricky Fowler, who's kind of that flashy kind of kid that kind of draws more people over to golf as well. So, and then you also people got to talk about Jordan Spieth. This dude is 21, and he qualified. He was an automatic qualifier for the Ryder Cup at the age of 21. So I really want to see how he handles at such a young age, how he handles his first Ryder Cup. I'll give you a dark horse. I think Jimmy Walker has a very good Ryder Cup because he's been one of the most consistent players for the past 2 years, and I think he's kind of a no-name. Not a no-name, I'm not going to say no-name, but a lot of people outside of people who know a lot about golf don't necessarily know Jimmy Walker. So I would say that Jimmy Walker is kind of my dark horse for the USA Ryder Cup team to be successful.
All right, mark it down, ladies and gentlemen. The dark horse, Walker, according to Mike Ritz. So mark it down. Mike Ritz, we'll come back to you after the Ryder Cup to see if that prediction is correct.
I know. I will say, but I will go on record that Europe is going to win. They're going to win especially over there on European soil. It's very hard. They have a better team, top to bottom. But yeah, I mean, I think Jimmy Walker is going to play well, but I think Europe's going to take it in the end.
Yeah, keep it close, keep it competitive. That's all I ask for.
Just a side note, just to kind of backtrack here, Stanko, it's 49-0 Atlanta.
Dude, I know. It's awful. Matt Ryan's not even playing anymore. Dude, it sucks. Man, CBS has got to be shooting themselves that they got Thursday Night Football, and then their second game they get people shut it off after the first quarter.
Yeah. It was when it's 28-0 before the second quarter starts. It's rough. It's rough. Even Jim Nantz wants to get at it.
Oh, without a doubt. Man, and I got Bobby Rainey on my fantasy team. He's got -0.4 right now.
Oh, Stanko. For those who don't know, Jon Stanko really talked trash going into this week against our defending champion.
I had to get my confidence up because I lost the Buddy last year in the championship, and I had to boost myself up, and karma came back and bit me in the ass with Bobby Rainey getting negative points when he's projected 18 points with Doug Martin not playing.
It's safe to say that he rained on your parade, Stanko.
Oh, man, I had that coming to me. Well done.
But the week is not over, Stanko, because there's always another game. And this is only the Thursday night game. Granted, you would love to have Bobby Rainey carry you into the week. But who knows? Maybe somebody goes off. Maybe somebody puts up 50 for you this week.
Man, I would be so happy. I'd just be so happy.
Is this Rainey? Oh.
No, that's Atlanta. That's Atlanta. As we speak.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's Atlanta. Just scoring another touchdown.
What's the worst defeat in NFL history?
I don't know, but this is bad.
We might be watching history in the making.
And you can only get it here on
the Strictly Business Podcast. The worst defeat is 73-0.
73-0. Yeah, I just got it too.
When the Chicago Bears defeated the Washington Redskins in the 1940 NFL championship game. 73-0. So we're not there yet, but there's still a shot.
1:47 left in the third quarter, and it's about to be 6-0 Atlanta.
Man, well, poor Tampa Bay fans, man. I hope they went to bed early.
I don't want to bring this up, but I'm going to. I believe Tampa Bay is not in last place, according to you, at the end of the year in their division.
No, they're not. You are correct in that fact. I actually had them ahead of the Carolina Panthers.
All right, I just wanted to point that out. Just a little plug in there.
Man, you are just killing me with these NFL predictions thing. You're just, ugh. Which you have the right to do. You have the right to do that. You do. I'm 2 games up, and who knows what's going to happen for week 3. So I got to get my shots in when I can. That's right. So Mike, we got to do our predictions for this Sunday before Sunday. Obviously, they'll be up before Sunday, so they'll either do those tomorrow or Saturday. You will be joining me for that podcast, so we'll be able to discuss our predictions and discuss our disagreements if we have any. So yeah, definitely viewers and listeners look forward to that. Mike, fantastic job on the rambles today. Top notch so far. I appreciate it. I'm glad that we were able to get both in. I was a little worried. That's right. And the reason we got both in is because we both agreed that the duds of the week are the NFL, Adrian Peterson, Jonathan Dwyer. Take your pick out of the NFL in this whole entire controversy. That's the reason we did 2 Ritz rambles, because there's no point in doing duds of the week when there are so many to choose from, and they're all NFL related. Just want to make that note. Yeah, completely agree. Completely agree. Mike, it's been a pleasure, and I'll talk to you either today or Saturday about Sunday's predictions. Sound good? All right, Stanko. Sounds good, man. All right, man. Have a good one. All right, you too.